So you talked about coming from a very academic background and how, you know, the contrast of that and working in the creative industry, you know, it was quite difficult for you and you had to be very persistent and persevere because of what you were passionate about. How do you think young people today are still faced with the same issues?
Yeah, I think I was trying to say two things. One, that I came from a very academic background, but I also came from a family background, where nobody had ever worked in the kind of industry that I wanted to work with. So I contended with two things. I think, one, a huge pressure to go and be professional in a way that perhaps I didn't want to be. And secondly, nobody was able to help me even start to think about what working for the arts sector would be like. And I think young people face the same issues today. I think it's still a difficult industry to break into. It's massively competitive, so you do have to have a degree of persistence to keep hammering on doors when it feels like you're not going to get anywhere. I think it's very helpful if we're honest about it, really honest about it, if you have family or friends who know what's going on. But I don't think it's insurmountable, and I think we can get it better for more people to at least have access to the opportunities in the first place. You still need to have talent and perseverance if you're going to come through that.
Thank you. Now, obviously, since you work for the Arts Council, your job involves selecting projects that are potentially effective and efficient in helping young people. How do you know when a project is worth investing in?
That's a really good question and a really tough one. Obviously we have a set of criteria that we use, so we have formal processes, and we get people out to go and look at projects and see if what they're saying they're doing is actually translating into reality. And we listen to the reports that the organisations that we fund give us back again, so we ask them to undertake self-assessment. And if we're working with children and young people, we would absolutely expect children and young people's voices to be heard through those self-assessment processes. So it's not easy, and it's never going to be science. There's always going to be a degree of judgment and argument about it. But actually, the thing that matters most is the participants at the end, and the experience that they're having, and the results that are coming through as a result of that.
Okay. It's undeniable the impact, you know, the Arts Council has on projects and young people. With the current economic climate, how do you think that will affect how much you can help individuals and young people and projects?
Yeah, we're in a difficult financial situation, and none of us can pretend otherwise. I'm always a half-glass full person rather than a half-glass empty, so I think there's still loads of opportunity. I think what I was saying in the presentation is really, really true, that we're going to have to work better together. We're going to have to pool resources, we're going to have to get people networked in a way that they haven't been today if we're to make the most of the resources that we do have when things get a bit tight.
Thank you very much. Thanks.